In this video, I'm going to talk about compute using. So maybe you've had a measure that you've added a quick table calculation to, or maybe you've created a calculated field that uses a window function. If you've done one of those two things, you'll have the ability to alter how that calculation computes. I'll give you an example. Over here, I'm going to double click on the marks card and insert the index function. I'll hit enter and I'll add that to text. Let's bump the size up. And you can see that this index is computing from 1 to 16. If I click on the arrow next to the pill and go to compute using, I can see that it is calculating table across. So Tableau is going to compute with the lowest integer. In this case, it's going to start with 1 on the left here, all the way up to the max, 16 in this case. At that point, it's going to restart. So right now we're calculating 1 through 16 for furniture, for office supplies, and technology respectively. But if I go in and change that to compute table down, the index alters. So now we're going to see 1 on the top row, 2 on the second, 3 on the third. Essentially, Tableau is going to compute the opposite way. Instead of crossed, it'll compute down. If I go into Edit Table Calculation, we have all the same options that we have in that drop-down menu: across, down, across, then down. You can see in this case, we don't stop at 16. The next row just picks up at 17 and continues all the way. Or we could change it from across to down. We end up with essentially the same maximum number. We're just changing how we get there. We can also have Tableau compute instead of table across pane. Pane's going to be determined by the dimensions in the view. If we tell it to compute pane across, it will compute across each region and year within region, and then it will start over back at 1 for the next region. And just like with table, we've got the across then down, or down then across. So these are the options you get in the menu, but if you click on specific dimensions, you open up even more options. In specific dimensions, you can select what dimensions you'd like to compute. You can also, by dragging those, change the hierarchy. Changing the hierarchy will alter how the calculation's computed. Not only that, but you can select at what level you'd like. So if I change this to be year of order date, you can see that we're going to calculate essentially what becomes a pane across. But here's where we can add a little bit more customization. If we did a sort order and I changed that to custom, I could tell the index to not only index based on position within a table, but also position ranking on a measure. I will select sum of sales, and I can select ascending or descending. And you can see that as I change from what I'm computing, all of a sudden Tableau is going to evaluate not only the position on the table, but the actual value of the measure that I'm telling it to sort on. So there's a lot of flexibility, a lot of customization that can happen here. And honestly, sometimes it's just a matter of opening the menu and tinkering around with the right setup until you get things computing the way you want it to.